Attention is perhaps our most significant yet most overlooked resource. Every moment, consciously or unconsciously, we direct our attention towards myriad things: our thoughts, emotions, tasks at hand, and the external world around us. In doing so, we are essentially channeling our energy. The relationship between attention and energy is profound and direct. Wherever we choose to focus our attention, our energy flows in that direction. Imagine this energy as a river, its waters representing our life force, potential, and creativity. Now, consider what happens when this river branches off into numerous streams, each flowing in a different direction. The once powerful, unified flow gets divided, its force diluted across multiple channels. This is analogous to when our attention is scattered between the past's reminiscences, the future's anticipations, and the distractions of our environment. Each diversion saps our energy, reducing our overall vitality and creative potential. Over time, this scattered attention can lead not only to mental fatigue and a sense of being overwhelmed, but also to a diminished sense of purpose and drive. On the flip side, think about what happens when all these streams converge into one, when the river flows with undivided force in one unified direction. Its power is unmatched. Similarly, when all our attention is focused on a singular point, especially the present moment, our energy converges. This concentration amplifies our vitality, clarity, and purpose. We become more attuned, more alive, and more potent in our actions. This undiluted force not only enhances our current experience, but also empowers us to manifest, heal, and transform with unprecedented ease. Scientifically, this idea is supported by research on the human brain. Neuroimaging studies have shown that a scattered mind, one that constantly wavers, activates multiple, often unrelated, regions in the brain. This dispersed neural activity can lead to cognitive inefficiencies and even mental exhaustion. Conversely, focused attention, especially on the present moment, produces more synchronized and harmonious brainwave patterns. This neural coherence is associated with improved cognition, heightened awareness, and an overall sense of well being. Many of us find ourselves perennially caught in the snares of time. Our minds wander endlessly between the shadowy valleys of our past and the yet to be charted territories of our future. These mental journeys, often tinged with regret or anxiety, act as significant drains on our energy, pulling us away from the richness and potential of the present moment. Let's take a deeper look at these time bound traps. On one hand, we have the past, a tapestry of memories, experiences, and lessons. While reflecting on our past can be a valuable exercise in growth and self awareness, it becomes problematic when we're tethered to it by chains of regret, resentment, or sadness. Each time we revisit a painful memory or a moment of regret, we reactivate the same neural pathways that were formed during the original experience. Our body, in its innate wisdom, doesn't differentiate between the memory of an event and the event itself. Thus, we end up re experiencing the same emotions, further ingraining these neural patterns. This cycle not only saps our current energy, but also, over time, solidifies these patterns, making it harder for us to break free. On the other hand, we have the future, a realm of infinite possibilities, but also of uncertainties. While it's natural and even beneficial to plan for the future, incessant worry or daydreaming about it can be just as draining as being stuck in the past. The future, in all its unpredictability, often becomes a source of anxiety. We fret over scenarios that might never come to pass, or we indulge in elaborate fantasies, building castles in the air, only to feel the pang of disappointment when reality doesn't match our dreams. This constant projection into the future keeps us in a state of perpetual longing or dread, preventing us from taking actionable steps in the present. Neurologically speaking, these frequent travels away from the present moment have tangible effects on our brain. Chronic rumination on the past or the future can lead to heightened activity in the default mode network, DEAM, of the brain, which has been linked to depressive and anxious tendencies. It can also result in a decreased connection with the parts of our brain responsible for sensory processing and being present. Breaking free from these temporal shackles requires awareness, intention, and consistent practice. It begins with recognizing our habitual thought patterns, understanding their transient nature, and gently guiding our focus back to the here and now. Techniques such as mindfulness, meditation, and grounding exercises can play pivotal roles in this journey back to the present. Being truly present is an art that transcends mere physical existence in a particular moment. It's a holistic immersion that engages the mind, body, and soul. When we anchor ourselves in the present, we experience life in its rawest, most unfiltered form, allowing us to connect deeply with our innermost essence and the world around us. Consider for a moment the difference between merely looking at a sunset and truly witnessing it. In the former, you might acknowledge the beauty of the hues, perhaps even capture it on your phone and then move on. In the latter, you immerse yourself in the experience, feeling the subtle changes in temperature, noticing the play of colors in the sky, hearing the soft sounds of the world settling into twilight, and perhaps even sensing an emotional or spiritual connection to the universe. This depth of experience, this profound connection, is what being truly present offers. The benefits of such presence are manifold. Firstly, when we are genuinely in the moment, our sensory experiences are heightened. We notice nuances that we might have otherwise overlooked. The world seems richer, more vibrant, filled with details waiting to be discovered. This enriched sensory input not only makes our experiences more enjoyable, but also aids in the formation of richer and more detailed memories, allowing us to recall and relive these moments with greater clarity. Moreover, presence has a profound impact on our emotional well being. By being in the now, we free ourselves from the burdens of the past and the anxieties of the future. This results in a significant reduction in stress and its associated physiological effects. Our heart rate steadies, our breath deepens, and our muscles relax. The present moment, free from the judgments and worries that usually cloud our minds, offers a sanctuary of peace and calm. Presence also fosters deeper connections with others. When we are fully present during our interactions, we listen more intently, understand more deeply, and respond more authentically. This quality of attention makes others feel seen, heard, and valued, strengthening bonds and enhancing the quality of our relationships. On a neurological level, being in the now stimulates brain regions associated with sensory processing, attention, and awareness. There's a decrease in the activity of the default mode network, which is often associated with mind wandering and self referential thoughts. Instead, there's an increase in the activation of areas linked to direct experience, fostering a sense of oneness and unity with the environment. However, achieving this state of presence is not always easy, especially in our modern world filled with distractions. Our minds are trained to multitask, to plan, to reminisce, and to anticipate. To rewire these habits requires consistent effort and practice, but the rewards, as we've seen, are well worth the effort. The concept of energy in the context of human experience is both fascinating and multidimensional. At its core, energy can be understood as the life force or vitality that animates our physical being. It's the unseen force that drives our actions, thoughts, emotions, and even our aspirations. When we talk about directing our energy, especially by focusing on the present, we're discussing a process that's both deeply internal and expansively external. On a cellular level, every thought we produce and every emotion we experience releases a cascade of neurotransmitters and hormones that influence our physical state. Positive, empowering thoughts, for instance, can boost levels of serotonin, the so called feel good neurotransmitter, while negative, limiting thoughts can trigger a release of stress hormones like cortisol. Over time, these biological responses to our thoughts and emotions can shape our health, vitality, and overall well being. This is where the phrase, where you place your attention is where you place your energy, takes on tangible significance. If our attention is consistently mired in negative rumination or anxiety about the future, we are, in essence, directing our energy towards the creation of a reality that reflects those thoughts and emotions. Beyond the cellular, there's the field of quantum physics has introduced revolutionary ideas about the nature of reality and our role in shaping it. At the quantum level, particles can exist in a state of potentiality, with their final state being determined when they are observed. This concept, often referred to as the observer effect, suggests that consciousness plays a direct role in shaping reality. While the nuances and implications of quantum mechanics are still widely debated among scientists, the overarching idea that our focused attention, our conscious observation, can influence the material world is both empowering and profound. Now, bring this understanding to the act of being present. When we're fully engaged in the moment, our attention is undivided. Our energy is potent and concentrated. Every action we take, every word we speak, and every emotion we feel carries with it the full weight of this energy. In this heightened state, we're not merely passive observers of our life, but active creators, harnessing the power of the quantum field to shape our reality. This process of creation isn't just about achieving tangible goals or manifesting material desires, though that's certainly a part of it. It's also about crafting an inner world that's rich in joy, fulfillment, and purpose. When we invest our energy in the present moment, we're also nurturing our inner self, creating neural pathways that support happiness, resilience, and growth. However, like any other skill, the art of directing our energy requires practice. In a world rife with distractions, it's all too easy to scatter our attention, to let it flit from one fleeting concern to another. But with intentionality and discipline, we can train ourselves to remain anchored in the present, to channel our energy purposefully. In doing so, we unlock a life that's not just lived, but truly experienced. We find joy in the mundane and purpose in the everyday. We realize that every moment, no matter how seemingly trivial, holds the potential for creation, transformation, and growth. And in this realization, we find the freedom to craft a reality that reflects our highest aspirations, desires, and dreams.